Hello, future teachers, and welcome to the first tutorial in a series on over-engineered Hello World. That's what we're going to be working on, is doing our classic Hello World program, but we're going to over-engineer it with a lot of the things that we have learned so far and some new things. So I have set up a standard main right here. I'm not going to go through this whole process, but I am going to go through the startup of this Hello World, and we want to set up this document and implement a couple different things, and I will point those out as we go through them. So let's get started by clearing up this document, and we are going to just delete all of this. I will go through each of the different methods that we're going to need, but first let's import all the different modules that we need to. So we are going to import java.awt.all, and then we are going to import our java.awt.event.all, and then the last one that we need for this is our import javax.swing.all. All right, so we now have all of that. Now, what we are going to be using, I'm going to throw these into the public class right now to give us an idea. So the first new thing that we are going to implement is Jbutton. So I'm going to call private Jbutton. And these are where we're going to name some of our variables over here. And we want this button to have a enter feature. So we're going to be able to throw in our name, hit enter, and then it will store it. So I am going to name this enter. That's going to be the name of my button. Then we also are going to use a text field. So somewhere where we can write our text in. So we're going to call a private and jtext field. You can tell that they really love for you to remember that this was Java that you were using, so jtext field. And in this text field, that's where we're going to store our name. So I'm just going to call that name. Then we want to store that name somewhere, so we're going to store it in a variable. So we'll have a private string, and I'm going to call that my entered name, because that's going to be the name that we enter. And then we also want a message that's going to tell the user to enter their name. So we are going to use another new tool that's called a private JLabel. It's similar to our drawstring, but we don't actually need that inside of a graphics method. But speaking of methods, let's get into writing up the methods that we're going to be using in here. The first one, we are just going to call our public method for our Hello World. So that's the name of the file. This is where we're going to add our buttons, where we're going to add our text fields, where we will set up our action listener and stuff like that. So let's get that all sorted out. That's our first method. Now we do want to add some graphics to this, so we are going to have a paint component as well. So we'll do a public void paint component. And we can close that up. And then the last one that we are going to need is for our action listener. So when we click on the button, we'll actually enter and all of that stuff. So we're going to take our public void action performed, and that takes the arguments action event. So this is a new one that we haven't used before, our action event. Unless we use it with timer. We might have used it with timer, yeah. But this is not like our keys when we're using a key press or key release, anything like that. We just have our action event. So now we have all of these methods included, but we still have an error over here because we haven't implemented or extended anything over here. So we want to extend our J component. This is so that we can add everything over to our main correctly. So we're going to add our J component. And then this implements our action listener. All right, so that is the main setup for this Hello World tutorial. In the next one, I am going to be going over how we set up our J label. So I will see you in that video. Talk to you later. Bye.